Kanye's upcoming collab album with Ty Dolla $ign is currently in this weird state of limbo at this moment. He has held 2 events in the past month premiering new tracks expected off this project, and people got pretty hype as not only did the music sound great, but also after an exhaustingly controversial 2022, Ye seemed to really be focused on simply just the music. And then he went on another anti-Semitic rant. Now, I covered that rant in my previous video, but since that time, Kanye has went ahead and officially put out an apology, which I think is important to cover. But the original reason I actually set up to film today was that Ye was supposed to drop a new single with Ty, the track Everybody. And that didn't happen, allegedly due to sample clearance issues, which we will get to that in this video later on. Pretty annoyed right now, not gonna lie. But I've been covering this entire Vultures rollout already, so I figured now would be a good time to make an update video. Although the last 2 weeks have been a lot quieter than all the craziness early on in this month of December with the raves and everything, I still think some important stuff went down that is important to document. So, with rumors of the album dropping in just a few days on New Year's Eve, spoiler alert, they are not true, don't get your hopes up, let's get into all we know regarding the current state of Vultures, and really get into the nitty-gritty, get into the details behind Kanye's apology. Now, we last left off with Ye's rant post the second Vultures rave, which kind of killed the vibe of the rollout for the time being. Us fans were still hopeful though, because him and Ty were scheduled to have a performance in Saudi Arabia, so we're like, okay, some shit's gonna go down there. The album didn't drop, sure, but maybe an announcement, and they did not show up to that. It did not happen. However, Ye's team did go to Saudi Arabia to link with Timbaland, the producer, and along with being there working with him, likely on some drums, we would also see producers like London on the track posting on socials and working on private jets. However, this really was the start of a new dry period regarding Vultures information, as soon, yes, Jules, who has been a great source of information for us, being Kanye's event manager, I believe, or some sort of position relating to that kind of concept, she soon posted that she was no longer in Saudi Arabia with the team. She was in London, and then soon she went home, and it was like, okay, we're not getting any information for a little bit. Some little things would go down though. As the producer of Fuck Some and Timbo Freestyle, I believe his name is Shadow, but he uses all these asterisks and edgy fucking characters, so I don't know really what his name is. But he would post an Instagram story on the 18th of December that was a screenshot of a Vultures folder, and that folder had 39 items in it, and on that post he would provide the text that said, "This is how you finish the album." But I want to provide some context here because honestly, I've gotten lost in all the information over the past 3 weeks. The album was originally going to drop the 15th of December. This update came about finishing the record, and clearly they were at work here on the 18th. But soon after this story was posted, Billboard would go ahead and put out an article saying that someone on Ye's team reached out, and the new release date for Vultures was on New Year's Eve, December 31st. Now, this was actually said a week prior before the Billboard report by XXL, but at that time, a bunch of insiders in the Kanye community said that no, the 31st was just a placeholder date. This Billboard article, though, it confirmed it. Now, actually, in my last video, I said I wouldn't mind a little bit of a break because, number one, Ye's rant kind of brought my energy down personally, and number two, clearly, from what we heard at the raves, the music was very good, but it was not finished, especially on Kanye's end. But we were officially in a new dry period, and really all we saw was that a lot of people on Kanye's team, including Kanye himself, were heading over to LA. Among those people was Fat Money, who is an artist that's worked with Kanye a lot ever since the Donda 2 era, and he would put out a post saying, "The calm before the storm, we're organized." So we're seeing this and we're like, okay, they're working, we gotta wait 2 weeks, but 2 weeks is doable, right? It's fine, whatever. And then streaming services update with a new release date for Vultures set on January 12th. What I love about this is not only was it super far away, but also it's exactly on the date that Kid Cudi has been planning to release his upcoming album for literally months now. We literally just got the Kid Cudi Kanye reunion. Can we not do this right now? People started coping, saying, oh, maybe it's another placeholder date. And then Ty would post a screenshot of the new date on his Instagram story. He would delete this in a matter of 20 minutes, but It's still, I don't know. Some people's phones have went back to say the 31st. I don't know. I'm kind of over the streaming service dates at this point. Also backing up the 31st claims is Malik Yusuf, who's worked with Kanye for a while. He's a trusted affiliate of Kanye's. He would respond to a fan in the Instagram comment section who said that the hype is dying for the record. They need to release it ASAP. Yusuf would respond saying 31st. The fan would then ask if the 12th is just a placeholder date then, and he said Sora. Absolutely iconic response. And Yusuf was getting these questions because he posted about being with Ty Dolla and Ye. And we would actually get further information regarding studio work happening, as it would be confirmed that Ty was in the studio with Ye, as well as many other artists such as Ab Soul, on the 22nd. This is where things really start to pick up, as Yes Jules tweets out for Burger King to DM her. What a weird timeline we're in. That same day, Ye would put out an Instagram story of the head of Yeezy Design wearing some unreleased Vultures merch. But Kanye would do something far more important on Instagram just 2 days later, as on the night of Christmas 2023, Ye would officially put out an apology for his anti-Semitic remarks. The message was written in Hebrew, however, we obviously have transcribed it, and I'm going to go ahead and read it here first. It says, "I sincerely apologize to the Jewish community for any unintended outburst caused by my words or actions. It was not my intention to hurt or demean, and I deeply regret any pain I might have caused. I am committed to starting with myself and learning from this experience to ensure greater sensitivity and understanding in the future. Your forgiveness is important to me, and I am committed to making amends and promoting unity." Now, what I think actually influenced this apology to occur is that earlier in the day, a picture would start to surface online, go viral a little bit, of a missile prepared to be sent off by the IDF with Kanye's name on it. Yes Jules, who we've spoken about, obviously closely connected to Kanye, she would get involved asking what is the source of this, and I'm sure show Ye. And I don't think it's crazy to assume that this showed Kanye how much weight his words have, how much influence his words have on the world. Now, the discussions surrounding this apology have made me want to off myself. You got some people like, "That's not Kanye, bro. They cloned him again." Or also a lot of people saying that it doesn't sound like Kanye. Well, it was written in Hebrew, so it's not going to sound exactly like it would from an English speaker. I personally thought this was a very well-written apology. I mean, as far as an apology can go in terms of undoing hurt caused by his words, I thought it was pretty nice. And personally, like most fans, I'm here for the music, and I'm so happy that we can officially put this bullshit behind us. But one last time, for all the people who were in my comment section saying, "Ye is right," and encouraging him to spread all this hateful misinformation, this is just one last fuck you. I cannot wait for the Kanye community to rid all of these people out, and you will not be missed. And now we can officially put all of this behind us and just focus on the music. A few days after the apology on the 28th, Ye would post some Instagram stories showing Vultures on the charts, as well as promoting the Yeezy Pods, which were posted by a lot of Yeezy affiliates. But the biggest news of this day was that Ye and Ty Dolla $ign officially sent a song to distributors to be released that night as a single. Now, the single was leaked to be Everybody, and this is all according to quote-unquote insider Mia Zastine. Don't know if I'm saying it right, kinda don't care right now. He would provide info about the single as well as the release of Vultures, the planned date, and this information would all be verified by the moderators of Good Ass Sub. Take all of this with a grain of salt, as we all know how this ends, but the info dump would reveal that the single was dropping tonight, the song Everybody, as previously mentioned, but also Ye has reworked a lot of his verses, and that the album is targeted to release on Sunday or Monday, which is the 31st or the 1st. He would also say that Ye recorded for Fuck Some and finally is on the song, as every time we've heard it premiered, sounds great, but Kanye isn't on it whatsoever. But a few hours pass, we're all awaiting the release of Everybody, and Power 92 Chicago starts to kind of talk about maybe premiering this single. DJ Ferris would say that they are waiting on Ye, and in the meantime, they did premiere the track So Good. And this was slightly played at the second rave, like 30 seconds of it, and it sounded great there. It sounds great here still, but it seems looped. I'm waiting to see the official release because Ty's vocals on this thing sound beautiful. It just doesn't sound like a completed song. But like I said, people were really listening and even paying attention to Power 92 because they're awaiting the release of Everybody. And Yes Jules would post Instagram stories teasing this track, Everybody, dropping. So that really got people hyped up. The hopes were up. And then DJ Ferris says that at this moment, 3 hours before midnight, Kanye is trying to clear the sample. What? This is 3 hours before this thing's supposed to drop. He's played this song at 2 listening parties, premiered it to the world, and he never reached out to the Backstreet Boys until now. So midnight comes and the song does not drop. The moderators of Good Ass Sub, as well as the alleged insider, they're getting a lot of heat right now, but I do want to remind everybody that it may potentially not be their fault. It really seems like the song was scheduled to drop at least sometime today, and shit with Ye changes all the time. Insiders, they're kind of trying to just give us the information they do have, but you do have clout chasers, so I don't know. I'm just saying, maybe don't give them too hard of a time if the issue literally was that Kanye took until just hours before the planned release to actually get in contact regarding sample clearances. It's lazy, it's irresponsible, and it's just plain stupid, but this really just encapsulates the constant chaos that is every single Kanye album rollout. Honestly, the song still could release today on the 29th, just later on in the day if the sample gets cleared quick enough, but we'll have to wait and see, I guess. But what this does is really put into question all the other information that came with this info dump. I would really like to think that Ye has at least reworked some of his verses, but we really don't know now regarding this thing dropping on Sunday or Monday or any time in that range. Same with the single, we're just going to have to see. Time will tell. I really don't think the album's dropping on the 12th. I think that is likely a placeholder date. And I'd like to think it drops before then, obviously, but to reunite with Kid Cudi and then immediately step on his toes like that, releasing the album same day as his, like, that's just really shitty. Us Kanye fans have a lot of PTSD regarding albums being completely scrapped, but I don't think that will be the case with Vultures. We know they're working. Still, at this moment in time, it's a matter of when, not if. And the waiting game sucks, unfortunately. Some light would be shed on Kanye's current creative process for Vultures, as information aside from that early info dump about the single would reveal that he is currently working on 3 albums. This would be confirmed by Saint Leon, but he would also provide some additional info. Altogether, we understand that Ye is working on his own solo album, Vultures obviously, a Vultures Volume 2, Playboi Carti's upcoming album, the upcoming Bump J album, and also a collab with James Blake, which was confirmed to still be in the works by KC. Unfortunately, we're probably going to hear 1/4 of all the music being worked on right now, maybe even less than that. But this is something Kanye does a lot when he's really locked in the studio. He did it as recently as 2021 with Donda. He was also at the same time working with Pusha T on It's Almost Dry. These guys also pointed out that a lot of these projects could be condensed into one. Maybe the James Blake stuff, the songs off that just go on to Kanye's solo album. But I just think it's important to notate that, as it really gives us a look into what Kanye's creative psyche and process is during this Vultures era. Obviously, we don't know when this thing's dropping. We didn't get the single tonight, which is a major blow, but Ty Dolla $ign is performing tonight as of this video releasing on the 29th. So maybe he'll announce something and shed some light on what's going on. I'm still hyped for the album, it's just this rollout has been very draining. It's going to be a very interesting New Year's, and we'll see if this thing drops. Kanye is very active on socials right now, and I think Ty's event tonight is a crucial one for the rollout. I had to get this video out despite the single not dropping because I'm going on vacation, and I'm not going to be back till after the new year. But the next couple of days are going to be very interesting, as the 31st was one of the original planned release dates. What, the 3rd or 4th? I can't remember at this point. But before I forget, I never plug my socials on here, but in case some shit goes down and you want to see my reaction to it, you can follow me on Twitter. It is at DigitalXDownload, DWNLD. And then my Instagram is just simply Casey Colkin. I'm sure I'm showing you guys a graphic on the screen. If nothing else, if we have to wait till the goddamn 12th, I'm just happy we got an apology from Ye and we can officially move on as a fan base from all that mess. As for me personally, this has been a fantastic year for the channel, and right before it ends, this is my last call to say thank you all so much for your support. When I first started this thing, I created the channel in October of 2022, and I put out a video covering the activity leading up in the rollout to Kanye's album Donda. My goal really was 20,000. That seems so unattainable. It was like the dream, and here we are. It's insane. Times like this in the rollout, such as the single not releasing, really sucks in the moment, but I promise you, as long as the album doesn't get completely scrapped, one day we'll look back on this and we'll all laugh. Thank you all so much for your support. Have fun and be safe on New Year's. And I can't exactly say enjoy the rollout because this shit kind of sucks right now. But thank you for 20K. We're going to fuck some shit up in 2024 and hopefully see the release of Vultures.